talk about Deshaun Watson, guys. So 2 things. First, it was shocking until I heard he got all his money guaranteed. What are the thoughts about him going to Cleveland, and where do they now rank in the AFC? Because he's probably going to miss, 8 games next year? He's probably going to miss half the season. Might miss like 10.
I don't think he misses that much.
Depends. He gets 6. Everybody says he probably gets 6. I
think 6, but I think he appeals it down to 3 or 4.
Yeah, because he sat last year. That's what I keep hearing, Corey.
So I have seen that argument, and I've seen pushback that it was the Texans just made him an inactive. He still got paid. It wasn't a suspension, so that can't count as time served, and it absolutely shouldn't.
So do you think if he would have put himself on the exemplary list, do you think that would have helped? Or could he have done that? If he would have been like, hey.
I'm not sure how that works now. I said, from my understanding, with the new CBA, it was the commissioner's exempt list was adjusted so that teams can't just throw anybody on there. You have to have some evidence of wrongdoing in order to justify putting them on that list.
I mean, 22 women, man. Anyway, that's ridiculous.
But look, when it comes to Watson, at least for me, I think it's hard, if not impossible, to discuss Deshaun Watson, the player, without also having to address Deshaun Watson's off the field stuff.
You have to. You have to.
It's
a must. I look at him differently.
Yeah.
But we gotta wait till innocent till proven guilty. So
it's.
But it's just unfortunate.
I will say it's been really unfortunate to see some of the wording and phrasing. Like the grand jury not charging him is not the same as him being found innocent.
Yeah, exactly.
It just means there wasn't enough evidence to convince them to issue charges. And the stuff he's alleged to have done without video evidence of it, it's really hard to have evidence of sexual assault and stuff like that. So
these sexual assault cases are very, very tricky and can get dragged out in court, man.
Yeah. Although when it comes to evidence, you have 22 women saying that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're just completely dismissing that. But I will say, as a Colts fan, I am very happy he's not playing for my team. I'm also disappointed to see how the Browns handled the announcements. And instead of doing a press conference and addressing the issue as soon as they acquired him, they just put out a couple of
statements, Corey.
Statements
do that, man.
And dodged it.
Come on, man.
Cowardly move on their part, but
we're gonna do that.
But I mean, when you get to the on-field portion, yeah, he missed a year, but like he should still be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I think I'd probably put the Browns tied with the Ravens for second place in the North right now, and seeing how the rest of the offseason shakes out. I'd probably put 5 or so teams. 4 to 5 teams ahead of them in the AFC right now. So I think it puts Cleveland squarely back in that playoff picture, potentially making a run versus where they would have been with Baker. But
it's going to be crazy.
It's
this AFC. Corey, the AFC is tight. Y'all can't lose to Tennessee twice, man.
Our path to the playoffs is winning the South.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for the South.
Yes. What you think about Deshaun Watson, Craig, going to Cleveland?
I mean, I don't really care, but I mean,
would you have cared if he went to Carolina?
Well, yeah, I would have cared. I mean, that's my team. As far as him going to Cleveland, like, I don't know who said the statement that he wasn't going or the team was out of the running. Then all of a sudden they were back in. I don't know what that was about. So, but I'm happy that he's going to be back on the field.
You know what, Craig? That's a lot of people that said it. And then,
it was true.
It came back that he was like, "Well, I like the roster, and they offered him $80 million."
That's why that's the way it sounded. I said Ben Albright talked about it on Twitter. He said like Deshaun Watson did inform the Browns and Panthers that they were out, and it was down to Atlanta and
Saints.
and New Orleans.
Yeah.
But then Cleveland kept pursuing, potentially because of the whole Baker Mayfield situation they created. And once they offered a fully guaranteed contract, that's what made him make the decision for Cleveland.
I would have made it.
I'm glad he's not going to the Falcons or the Saints if he wasn't coming to the Panthers. So that's a win in itself, I guess. Because once Tom goes away again, then
he only got one more year.
Whichever team he was going to be on would be, I think, the de facto best team in the NFC South. So as long as they got pieces around him, which you got Deshaun Watson, why not put some pieces around him? So, but I think the Browns made a good move. The quarterback is definitely better than Baker Mayfield and what they had. They brought in Cooper to go along with that quarterback there. So, and they still have the same running backs, still have a really good offensive line, solid defense, so they can bring back maybe Jarvis Landry or something like that. I know there was talks with him going back. I think they signed Grant as another wide receiver, I believe, or something like that. So they don't really have a good number two, but if they can go out and maybe sign one of these free agents out there that's still out there, especially Landry. He already knows.
Landry said he might come back. Odell said he's thinking about it. I mean, they're gonna get.
Odell's gonna be out for a while though.
A good chunk of the season, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't even know what. And I think the Rams still said they want to sign him again or re-sign him back. So, but I think it's a good move. Like I said, the Browns need to get out of that situation that they were in. Deshaun needed to get out of his situation. He's I don't know as far as like the road less traveled. That's not the way he want to go about it because he's in a tougher conference. If he went to the NFC with at least the Falcons or the Saints, he would have had an easier time and been maybe like the third or fourth best
if
team.
he would have if he went to Carolina, Atlanta, or the Saints.
Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta, I think still would have
Atlanta
been
needs
a borderline
something.
playoff.
He still would have ruled though. I mean, there were a couple pieces. There's nobody in the NFC.
I mean, eventually, once Tom goes and Aaron goes, they're both older, obviously, and then it'll be him and Stafford. It would have been him and Stafford for the most part, unless they get some up and coming quarterbacks, or maybe they get somebody that's in the AFC to come over or something like that. But I just think that the move was good for his part in terms of him getting out of that situation. But in terms of trying to win and make a Super Bowl and all that, he could have went to the NFC and been better off, in my opinion, at least in the long run. Maybe not for. Especially with like Atlanta, like Corey said, like in the next couple years, they'd have been probably struggling. But down the road, if they start building around him, I think it'd have been fine. I think in terms of the oh my god, in terms of the conference, like I probably got like 5 teams ahead of them still, maybe 6 teams ahead of them still. It just depends on. Like I'm still trying to figure out what's up with the Chiefs, what they're gonna do. If they can get another wide receiver there to help out Patrick Mahomes. And,
we're gonna talk about that later. That thing.
See how everything fits with all these other teams as well. And you got the Ravens, see what they do if they can get everybody back, and then they still need a receiver. They haven't had a receiver there since I don't even know. It's been years. Season was older, but I can understand that one.
He's the best receiver they've had.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah. It's probably been a while since they actually had a good one. But I think they have a chance to make the playoffs at least this year versus last year. Just unfortunate that everybody there's like a 10-team, 11-team.
It's gonna be crazy.
All right there. And 2 of those, at least one of those teams are coming out of the NFC or the AFC North, AFC South. I'm sorry. So that's gonna take away one spot. And the rest of the teams are going to, like, the AFC West is going to beat up on each other. The AFC North is going to beat up on each other, too.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. Cleveland has a really good roster, though. They got a really good offensive line. They got 2 really good running backs. They got Donovan Peoples and Joku.
Yeah, Peoples-Jones is a solid receiver.
Peoples-Jones is a solid receiver. And they have Cooper. Man, that roster, it's not, and their defense is good. Their roster is good, man.
Don't sell me on Donovan
Yeah,
Peoples.
it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be those missed games might matter, and it depends.
I'm not
who they
drafting
play.
him.
You said what, Craig?
I won't be drafting Donovan Peoples-Jones in fantasy.
Well, I mean, last year was just a loss for any Cleveland Brown in fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the backs.
Yeah. But here's the thing: it's gonna be very, very interesting. It is. I'm not even gonna lie. The AFC.
I don't even know if there's any must-see games from the NFC that I want to see, like NFC team versus NFC team. I don't even know who plays
outside of the top three.
I mean, I'm gonna watch.
I don't even know if they're playing each other though, because I don't know if the Bucks are playing the Packers or the Packers are playing the Rams.
I don't know.
But even still,
well, I mean, the
Rams,
Packers, they all three do have to play each other because they're all division winners, right?
Yep.
The Bucks won. Yeah, they did. You're right. Yeah.
Division.
Okay. Well,
won,
I'm still not interested.
Won, right? No. Who won?
Maybe Brady Aaron Rodgers for the last time.
The Rams won.
Yeah.
Rams. Yeah, they hosted the playoff game.
Yeah. Rams won. They did. They hosted the playoff game. Yes. The AFC is going to be, oh my goodness, Lamar versus Deshaun, Russell Wilson versus Herbert, Josh Allen versus Mahomes. Oh, this is going to be crazy. And then you have the Colts, you have Tennessee, you have Miami, you have Pittsburgh. That's why Pittsburgh, they might be out.
Somebody's going to be out. I think
Patriots might be out. This is real.